Hello, people. I hope everyone is fine and doing very well. It's been quite a while. And then the trend in gold now, the level where price is hovering, it's brought so much uncertainties in the market, and we want to just go through it just a short time. Now, this is the largest spiral we have on our chart currently, which is a 1.618 spiral or the golden ratio spiral. So we just want to go through it. Now we discussed the major diagonal or the major axis of the spiral, which we said is this major diagonal. Let me just hold in the color. So this is the major diagonal that we have in the spiral. And then this side, this side is the diagonal of the inverse of that spiral. And then we have the center here where we said it is the center or the eye of the spiral. So it is difficult for price to close through or to break through that line. Now this is the line we put there, and we can see here, this is the center of the spiral. This red long candle is the only candle which the body went through that center of the spiral, and we saw how price sharply declined back to the base here at 1450. Now the spiral here offered the support for this double bottom we had previously. This double bottom we had before this advance was supported by the center of that spiral. We can see this green candle before the long red closed exactly on the spiral. It did not go through the recent bottoms we had. The body of the candle, although the wicks came through, but the body closed above the center of the spiral. Now, to prove that this spiral is valid, we use the gun box. We can see this is a 0.382 level where we had the start of this advance here. And then this side is a smaller spiral. Also, we did not draw it, but it is a smaller spiral contained in this whole bigger spiral. And we can see the 0.382 level of that spiral and the 0.618 aligned perfectly, and that is where we had the start of this advance up. Then here where we had this sharp reversal, we can see the 0.618 and then the 0.7864 level also aligned perfectly. This is a weekly candle, so we put, if you put it on late on it, sorry, it shows second March, but this is the second March to 9th March candle because it's a 1 week time frame. This is the second to 9th March candle, and that candle is where we had this sharp reversal which came down back to the 1450 level. Now, as price has broken through that diagonal, because we can see from here, if we zoom in from here, we can see after this decline, this is the first time we are having price above that diagonal. This is the first time price has broken through and stayed above that diagonal. So currently we are having a decline here, and we expect that first this diagonal should offer some support. If price will decline further, this diagonal should offer some support in the short term. Or if this diagonal is broken, then we have this center of the spiral again offering some support level. Also, we have this line here, the top of this side, the top level here of this side, that is 1717. If price should break through this diagonal, then we expect that zone also to offer some support. So the 1677 level going into 1717 level should offer some support if only we will break through this diagonal, because this is the first time we are staying above it. Price can make a correction or a bounce on that diagonal and then move further. But if price should break through, then these two ranges or these two areas should offer some support. Also, we know that in a spiral, in any spiral, any side of the spiral has similar characteristics as the whole. What I mean is this side, this small side of the spiral, this small side of the spiral, let me just put a square there to illustrate. Okay, so this small side of the spiral, this small side has similar characteristics to the bigger hole. That means that the area of this spiral, this small side or this rectangle, the area of this rectangle is a ratio, or it has similar characteristics as the area of the bigger rectangle. That means this rectangle is the same as this bigger rectangle, but a smaller ratio of it, or a multiple ratio of that bigger hole. So the characteristics of this spiral is the same as we have in the smaller side. So what we do, if we want to draw the diagonals in this small side alone, just okay, we use a different line color. So we use a blue line. Let's change the color to blue. So we draw the diagonals for this small side. This is the diagonal. And then, okay, let's put a line here. Okay, so that we can just identify the inverse side. So you draw a line again through the inverse side. So we can see that the smaller side of the spiral, which is also having the similar characteristics as the bigger hole, if you draw the diagonals of that spiral, and then we put a line through the eye of that center. Let's put a line there. Okay, it's just something. Okay, 1828. When we put a line there, just like we have this line here as the eye of the spiral, this is the eye of the bigger spiral. In this small side of the spiral, this is the eye here, and that is in the 1828 range. If we draw it exactly, actually on a graph, it is within the 1828, 1832 level. That is why in the previous post we mentioned that our take profit or our TP range is in the 1832 level. That is the level here. So price has approached that barrier or the eye of the spiral, although it did not touch it, but price has approached that level, and ideally we expect that we will have some resistance in that zone. So the third support level we can also mention is that if price will decline, then this diagonal here, this diagonal of the small side of the spiral, should also offer some support. So here is it. If price is coming down, we expect it to find support either on this diagonal or on the bigger diagonal, or the center point here, the intersection of the two diagonals, should offer some support, or the eye of the bigger spiral should offer some support in the short term. Also, if we want to use a gun box again here, then we can put the gun box also in this spiral, and we can see here the 0.382 level, the 0.618 level here, and the 0.764 level aligns perfectly in the individual spirals. That is where we had this stronger downtrend because of this barrier here. We have three ratios in three different spirals aligning perfectly. And that was why we mentioned the last time that we were able to pinpoint where in the spiral we would have this major reversal. So if we check, price is approaching the half level or the zero point 0.5 level, but we will not discuss that one now. What we just want to discuss today is price is almost at the eye of the spiral and it will decline. We expect the diagonal to offer support, or we expect the diagonal of the bigger spiral to offer support, or if these two ranges give way, then we expect the center of the spiral and the top here, this level, to offer some support in the short term. So if you are in the downtrend, just manage, don't pack too much, but you can take some profits, some short swings in the downtrend. But we have to mention that the the top or the top level where our TP zone is, this level, actually it looks like it's in the 1920 level. You would have some resistance here, but our TP actually is in the 1948 zone. 1948 zone. But we have to mention that this level here, 1828, between 1828, 1834 level, we would have some strong resistance there before we can reach this top. So as prices is on the is just above the larger diagonal, we expect actually to have some correction back and then a bounce on that diagonal or a bounce on any of the levels we have mentioned. So just monitor prices. If you want to draw the spiral, one line here on the 5th, actually this line should be on the 6th of September, but because it's a weekly time frame, the line appears on the 5th. So one line here on the 5th, one line here on the 17th of October 2022. That is the bigger rectangle, and then the upper level, the top range, and then the bottom of this downswing are the horizontal levels we used for the diagonal. And then this line here is the side which divides the diagonal into the inverse and the main side, which is on the 23rd July 2018. So you can just do this, then you put the diagonal across it, the diagonal here across it, and the diagonal across the inverse sides. That will give you the eye of the spiral, and then we can continue drawing these other diagonals. So until then, just stay tuned, manage your trades, keep tight stop loss, and then if we have any other updates, we'll post as and when available. Thanks for watching and have a good luck.